Welcome to my video series profiling the essential firms driving the UAE capital markets and fundraising ecosystem. Every firm featured is sourced directly from my exclusive, fully updated UAE Family Investment Office database featuring 193 elite firms plus key investor contacts across a comprehensive Excel spreadsheet and an accompanying 772-page directory. If your goal is raising capital in the UAE, this is your definitive guide to making the right connections. Okay, so let's look at Al-Futtaim Group, and they're one of the oldest and most influential family businesses in the Arab world. They were established in Dubai in 1930, so a vast operating empire spanning automotive, retail, real estate, insurance, and beyond. Nearly a century of expertise, a global portfolio of iconic brands, and investment appetite that operates firmly at the top of the market. Again, 95 years of experience. Market positioning is Tier 1. Nearly a century of enterprise and still active in expansionary mode. Let's look at the iconic brands, market leadership, and bold acquisitions. Now, everything that's on this video and the previous videos is also part of the 772-page directory that I've created that came off the back of the institutional grade Excel spreadsheet, which also includes key contacts for these type of firms. So for automotive, you've got Toyota and Honda, exclusive distribution of Toyota and Honda across the UAE and GCC, cornerstone of the group's mobility and consumer platform. Retail, 4 IKEA stores across the UAE, Qatar, and Egypt, a leading retail brand with broad GCC and MENA consumer reach. And the largest insurance company in the UAE by financial capital, with Orient Insurance providing institutional finance services depth to the group. September 2025, Sioni retail acquisition, Saudi Riyal 2.52 billion. That was almost a 50% stake in Saudi Arabia's Sanomi Retail, one of the largest foreign investments in Saudi listed retail company, plus a Saudi Riyal $1.5 billion shareholder loan facility. Let's take a look at their scale, strategy, and sector alignment. And again, these are all key inputs that are part of the Excel spreadsheet. Although they're not completely filled out for every single group and every single category, there is pretty well broad range. And certainly the 772-page directory helps fill in a lot of the holes. So large cap buyouts, institutional scale acquisitions with strategic rationale. Sanomi Retail is the benchmark. Deals must operate at this tier. Strategic minority. You're looking at significant minority positions in category leading businesses across retail, consumer, and mobility sectors. And then real estate platforms. Real estate at platform scale, not asset by asset, consistent with operating model and long-term balance sheet thinking. Anybody that's been in the UAE and Dubai specifically knows of this group very well for their real estate acquisitions and developments. And consumer and mobility, retail, automotive, and consumer services, the three sectors where Al-Futtaim has the deepest competitive advantage and brand authority. Let's look at the recommended engagement approach. So this is part of the how-to position items that I have in my directory, which are really key because, as I mentioned in other videos and mentioned to anybody who's discussing purchasing my databases, these are not to be used as spam. These are to be used for targeting, very targeted approaches, and I'm hoping this video on the directory assists people in that regard. So starting off with number one, institutional scale and quality is non-negotiable. Only the highest quality, most strategically relevant opportunities will command attention here. Subscale or non-strategic deals will not reach the decision-making table. Come with a deal that matches the Sanomi benchmark. Two, reference the Sanomi acquisition. Demonstrate awareness of the current strategic direction by referencing the Saudi Riyal 2.5 billion acquisition. So it signals the GCC retail and consumer expansion posture. Position your deal within that momentum. Lead with retail, mobility, and consumer alignment. Scale and long-term value creation aligned with retail, mobility, and consumer sectors is the language that resonates. Reference their brand portfolio. Tokyo, Toyota, IKEA, Orient Insurance to establish genuine sector credibility. And lastly, target senior leadership directly. Approach the most senior level with institutional grade materials. This is a tier 1 target. The engagement must reflect that. Strategic partnership framing always outperforms fund marketing here. Part of my database is going to have general contacts to reach out to, but most of them are at the very senior level. And in some cases, if you don't have the emails, you're going to be able to approach them via LinkedIn. So you'll be able to find their LinkedIn profiles very easily by just taking their name and putting it into LinkedIn. And I find about a 98% hit for almost all the entire database, not only the UAE one, but the Global Family Office one. Every database has really been updated in the last couple years, so most people do not change their LinkedIn addresses. And lastly, let's take a look at the fit scoring approach. So in other words, the investor compatibility assessment, a tier 1 institutional target for large cap, strategically aligned opportunities. Again, nearly a century of expertise in recent bold acquisitions. This group is active all the time. Even throughout the down times, they've been active. They're that large and they have that type of scale. So you're looking at retail consumer GCC expansion as tier 1. They're confirmed for mobility and automotive private equity. They're confirmed large cap buyout appetite for sure. Real estate platform always active in. An institutional scale threshold is required. So that's something to keep in mind. Approach, reference their brand portfolio and GCC expansion momentum. Come with institutional credibility, significant scale, and a deal that fits their consumer and mobility DNA. And now a key database disclosure. I like to include this in all my videos, whether it's for the family investment offices, private equity, venture capital, or the other databases that I offer on my website. Basically, data sourcing. My exclusive databases provide hundreds of thousands of global contacts, blending leading institutional data and public records with real-world fundraising intelligence. Now, this definitive resource targets top-tier allocators, including private equity, venture capital, family offices, pension funds, asset managers, real estate, and ultra-high net worth investors. And it should be noted, some of these have been updated with real live campaigns that I've been involved with or my clients have been involved with as I act on mandates for a number of clients, not only in the UAE, but globally. Now, accuracy and use. This database is built on data compiled mainly between 24 and 25, alongside current 2026 market intelligence and fundraising updates. Now, while it provides an exceptional foundation for outreach, contact rules and investment criteria naturally change over time. Consequently, specific results cannot be guaranteed, and the resource is most effective when utilized by organizations with dedicated data teams. Now, keep in mind, I clean a large amount of my emails every single year using premium email verification services. Now, very, very few database providers will do that, even the big three that are in the market. So that's one of the things that you can get out of my particular service. And lastly, verification. Notice all insights derived from market discussions and historical contacts and cannot be 100% verified. Data is a foundation for outreach, not a guarantee of outcome. And notice these databases are strictly available to corporate or institutional grade groups only, no personal sales. For more information on this database, click the link in the description below, and that will take you right to the website at DubaiInvestorsList.com. Please like, share, and subscribe.